The hidden expenses that are killing Kansas City real estate deals. So you ran the numbers, the deal looked solid, cash flow checked out. Then the insurance came in. And just like that, your returns were cut in half. Now, this is one of the fastest way Kansas City investors accidentally kill a deal, and most don't even realize they're doing it until it happens. If you're investing in rental property in Kansas City, especially A and B class areas like Overland Park, Lee Summit, Brookside, you cannot afford to treat insurance like a number because it's not. And if you underwrite it wrong, your great deal turns into a mediocre one overnight. And here's what typically happens. An investor plugs in a clean, simple number like $1,200, maybe $1,500 a year, usually based on some other numbers they have, another property they own or something they heard at a meetup, or just a rough estimate. And then they move on. That number gets backed into the entire deal, but here's the issue. Insurance is one of the most volatile expenses in your entire pro forma. And unlike taxes, it doesn't stay predictable all the time. Insurance companies aren't pricing based on your spreadsheet. They're pricing based on risk. And that includes things most investors don't fully account for, like roof age, electrical panels, plumbing type, prior insurance claims on the property, even how long the property might sit vacant. And in Kansas City specifically, you got storm exposure, hail, older house stock in certain neighborhoods. So two houses on the same street can have completely different insurance costs. And there's another scenario we see all the time. Someone moves out of their primary residence and decides, hey, I'm gonna make this a rental. On paper, the numbers look great, but they're using their homeowner's insurance cost in the deal. But the moment they switch to a landlord policy, that premium jumps up, sometimes significantly. And that's where the sticker shock hits. Now, the good deal doesn't look nearly as good as it did. And then there's the dangerous move some people consider. They think, I'll leave it as a primary residence policy and save money. That works right up until something goes wrong. Because when you file a claim, the first thing the insurance company is gonna do is check how it's occupied. If it's tenant occupied and not disclosed, you're not just dealing with higher premiums anymore, you're dealing with the possibility of getting your claim denied. But here's the part that most investors overlook. Even when you underwrite it correctly today, insurance can still go up without you ever filing a claim. Carriers adjust pricing based on regional risk, market losses, reinsurance costs, so your premium can jump 20 to 40% year over year with zero warning. That means your deal doesn't just have to work today, it needs to work when the costs start getting tightened down. The investor who consistently wins in this market do a few things differently. First, they get real insurance quotes during the due diligence process. They don't estimate, they don't guess, they get actual numbers. Second, they build some margin into the deal. They're not asking, does this deal work right now? They're asking, does this deal work if the expenses increase? And they treat insurance like a variable, not a constant, because that's exactly what it is. In a market like Kansas City, where you've got strong rental demand and solid appreciation, deals can look great on paper. But if your expenses aren't dialed in, especially insurance, you're not actually investing, you're guessing. The takeaway is simple. If you're not factoring in fluctuating insurance costs, you don't fully understand your deal. And in this business, the investor who wins long-term aren't the ones finding the flashiest deals. They're the ones who underwrite them the most accurately. And if you want help pressure testing your numbers or understanding what a property will actually cost to operate in Kansas City, reach out to us. That's exactly what we do.